video board out beyond the left field wall. Luckily, there's a net in front of it. Didn't knock out anything, Andy and Verse.
That truck has helped providing our feed tonight. Watch out, Cal College.
Yes.
If you want them to see the rest of this one. Dane Carter will now hit. He struck out swinging in the first inning.
Once again, left on left here.
Tried to show bunt. Down the count quickly, 0-2. Colligan, it was just his 14th home run of the season. 4th of the regional. All of his home runs this weekend have come when the Aggies were playing the Cougars.
Nice 0-2 pitch just off the outside corner.
What's up, Walker?
No activity in the Cougar bullpen. With this wind blowing the way it is, it could be one of those nights.
That's chopped. Coming in on it is Lorman making the play. 2 are down.
So the left-hander here, just get in on the hands. A little dribbler to the second baseman, Lorman, flips over to first for the out, and 2 away here in the bottom of the second. But we always, when you really break it down, you could break it down per inning, that you just want to win the inning.
Jose Duran, what a stop by Lorman, and not much of a chance to make a good throw. He tossed it from a sitting position, unable to get Jose Duran. However, what hustle to make the grab, just to give himself a shot at the play.
Great effort, backhand diving, gets down and tries to put as much on it, but smartly does not throw it away. Cesario coming off the bag just to kill the ball there. Infield single for Duran. But great hustle there by the second baseman, Lorman. That's the type of plays you expect to see on Championship Monday.
2 outs. Texas A&M would love a runner in scoring position with only 1 more out to work with. Duran, 13 stolen bases this year in 20 attempts. Luke Anders, possibly the hottest Aggie of them all this weekend, although Kyle Colligan now certainly has staked his claim to that title. But Anders has been very good in the regional. 6 of 10.
Colligan, A&M and Houston have played in the regular season, and he has tended to have pretty good ball games against the Cougars. Talking with the sports information folks from Houston, that's the first name they mention a lot of times.
Colligan's had a good year in general. Foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, this Texas Aggie Ball Club to win 16 straight Big 12 regular season games, to win the Big 12 regular season championship. It has been a team effort. Some outstanding pitching from true freshman pitchers, Barrett Laux and Rayleigh.
It's 16 conference wins in a row for Texas A&M, easily a league record. Big 12 was begun in 1996, but I believe 97 was the first baseball season.
That was correct.
One-two count to Luke Anders.
You have the picture in the picture update.
We had a fantastic crowd here at Olsen Field last night. We expect it to dwindle a little bit this evening because of the fact that the Texas A&M softball team is playing in the Women's College World Series. Anders is hit by a pitch. Texas A&M will now have a couple of base runners. But anyway, yesterday this stadium erupted during a timeout because last night during the U of H A&M game, the Aggies defeated Florida, and it put them in the series final up there in Oklahoma City. Game 1 is tonight, and the Aggie softball team is in the bottom of the first with Arizona State, and there is no score. Many in the Bryan College Station community have their eyes on that contest. It's the best 2 out of 3 series. It is not a true national championship game tonight. Either the Aggies or Sun Devils will have to win 2.
And if you're thinking you've seen, if you followed Aggie baseball and Luke Anders get hit a time or two before, that was the 21st time this year, which is a new school record. 21 hit by pitches, nicknamed the Big Donkey. But so many times with that left-hander, he loves to get extensions, so teams try to pitch him in, and when you miss inside, that's when you get plunked.
He's done it the hard way this year, but nonetheless, he'll take a few plunks because he does have a 350 average. Brian Ruggiano is your hitter right now. He is the 9th Aggie to come to the plate this inning.
Lined out to right field there in the first inning and doubled up Anders at first base.
A 2-0 pitch to him. Well, Donnie Joseph now threatens to load the bases. After the home run by Colligan, he got a ground out by Carter to create 2 outs in the inning and nobody down, or excuse me, nobody on. And you would have thought there wouldn't be any more damage in this frame. However, if he throws one more out of the zone, we'll have to deal with a bases loaded situation. 3-0, he did miss, and now they are loaded with the Aggies. 10th man to come to the plate will be Darby Brown. He started this inning with a solo home run of his own.
That was off of the Cougar starter, Stuckey. So this will be his first look out at Joseph, the left-hander.
More action in the U of H bullpen. That is Chris Wright. We saw him yesterday.
As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, everyone, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Jared Ray if there was one guy to get out. Jared Ray tells Rainer Noble, hey, I can go, and same thing, Texas A&M. First pitch strike.
That's Brown off with one in the zone, and anything you can get tonight is important, especially if you can grab a few runs with 2 down. That's what Texas A&M is trying to do here. Fouled off. No balls, 2 strikes to Brown.
Throughout the course of a ball game, you look back and you see, momentum moments and situation here. A 3-run lead for A&M, 5-2 margin, but there's 3 ducks on that pond that if you can get out of it from Houston's standpoint, you feel like, hey, we're all right. From A&M, you want that crucial hit.
Outside, 1-2.
Great thing about the game of baseball, it's team sport, but boy, you've got great individual battles right here with the left-hander Joseph against the left-handed batting Darby Brown.
In quite an important situation early in this game. Brown goes into the gap. Will they get to it? No, that is off the wall. 1 run is home. Here comes a second. He will clear the bases. That is a 3 RBI double for Darby Brown. He has driven in 4 runs in this inning alone, 13 for the entire weekend.
Just goes with this pitch on the outer half of the plate, drives it over into the left center field gap. I thought the left fielder Stewart might get to it, but he did not. And with 2 outs, everyone was running, and all 3 crossed the plate, and Darby Brown's out at second with a 3 RBI double, and brings up Blake Stouffer.
Darby Brown has had a heck of a night all in one frame. A home run and a double and 4 RBIs here in the second.
Just
8-2.
Doing a good job of hitting, going with the pitch. He got the home run, was on a hanging breaking pitch, belt high, pulled it to right field. That pitch out on the outer half, and he just drove it to the left center field gap.
Stouffer will try to add to it. You almost have to put a star by that at bat. Kind of what we were talking about, AC, those momentum type moments. You know, if the Cougars get the out there, it's only 5-2.
Exactly.
Very manageable. Now it's a little bit more of a hill to climb, but still early in the ball game.
Early in the ball game. But you just, as we mentioned, those battles are so crucial. You talk about clutch hits or, you know, making the pitch to get out of an inning. And the opportunity presents itself.
The finding of those heroes on championship day. Stouffer draws his second walk of the inning.
And it looks like we're going to have another pitching change here.
And this will be Chris Wright. Pitched already in the regional, and he enters the game with Texas A&M having already scored 7 runs in the second. The Aggies lead at 8-2. You're watching 12th Man Productions broadcast of the 2008 College Station Baseball Regional on Fox Sports Net.
This week on the Best Damn Sports Show, period. Thursday, America, you have spoken. And we put it on the air. It's Best Damn's Top 50 Fan Bloopers. And Friday, special guest host, Super Bowl champion Michael Strahan. Has the Stray Train finally pulled into the station for good, or will he be back to defend his Super Bowl crown? This week at 11.
Life in the Crash Lane premieres next month exclusively on Speed.
"11 Texas A&M hitters have come to the plate in the second inning. So the Cougars will try to bring on number 11 to end the threat. First and second base are the runners right now for Texas A&M. There are 2 down in the inning. Aggies holding on to an 8-2 lead here. Chris Wright is our new pitcher, AC.
On the season, this is his 29th appearance. He has made 1 start, has a record of 1-0, a 4.56 ERA, 47 in the third innings worked, 46 strikeouts, only 16 walks. And that's exactly what you're looking for down in the A&M bullpen. That's Meagle just staying loose with this inning, getting pretty lengthy. Don't want to stiffen up, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind as that offense continues here batting in the bottom of the second. As mentioned, 11 men have come to the plate. The 12th, Gonzalez, Aggie catcher.
So for the Cougars, Ty Stuckey works 1+ inning. Donnie Joseph 2/3 of an inning, and neither could find success. The U of H goes to Chris Wright. Gonzalez, he doubled his first time up and would later score a run. And again, that is in this inning. He is the 12th man to the plate.
2 nice breaking pitches from Wright coming in against the right-hander. 3.
Got him swinging. The Aggies put up 7 runs in the second inning. We are going to the third. It's Texas A&M 8, Houston 2. You're watching 12th Man Productions broadcast of the 2008 College Station Regional on Fox Sports Net.
Kick off your weekend right
At Minute Maid Park.
Check out Red Hot Astros baseball during any Friday night home game this season, and you'll be treated to a spectacular post-game fireworks show presented by Marathon Oil Corporation.
Weather permitting.
Be sure and get your tickets now at Astros.com or 1-877-9-ASTROS. Or check out the Astros exciting Friday night fireworks pack, which guarantees your seat to every Friday night home game.
And fireworks show.
Presented by Marathon Oil Corporation. Get your packs now at Astros.com or 1-800-ASTROS-2.
Life in the Crash Lane premieres next month exclusively on Speed.
This week on the Best Damn Sports Show, period. Thursday, America, you have spoken. And we've put it on the air. It's Best Dam's Top 50 Fan Bloopers. And Friday, special guest host, Super Bowl champion Michael Strahan. Has the Stray Train finally pulled into the station for good, or will he be back to defend his Super Bowl crown? This week at 11.
Championship game of the College Station Regional. When we began on Friday, Texas A&M, Dallas Baptist, Houston, and Illinois Chicago were all in town. It's just the Aggies and the Cougars left. Winner goes down to Houston to take on the Rice Owls in the Super Regionals, and we're going to give you a little Super Regional info during this inning. Jake Stewart will begin the third for the Cougars. Big inning by the Aggies in the bottom of the second. Has them out to the 6-run advantage. Stewart grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. Well, as far as the Super Regionals are concerned, let's just go ahead and tell you the matchups that we know are set. There are 3 of them. The national number 1 seed Miami, they are going to host Arizona next weekend. National number 2 seed North Carolina will host Coastal Carolina in the Supers. And LSU at Alex Box Stadium in Baton Rouge, they're the 7 national seed, and they are going to host UC Irvine. So those are the 3 Super Regionals that we know who's playing and where, although the sites, again, are officially announced tonight. But there are 5 matchups still out there that we need to decide. Half of those are set with some, but there are still a total of 6 regionals that went to Monday, that went to that if necessary game today.
And right there, Stewart working a walk to lead off the top of the third. From Houston's standpoint now, you took a body blow by A&M in the second. Now you've got to answer that bell in the third. Not to get too much into the boxing part, but you do have to answer that there was some blows struck. Now Houston's turn at bat, and they want to counter.
Well, then you change it over to the viewpoint of Rob Childress and Scott Meagle. Walks are the last thing you want.
Exactly.
It's time to throw strikes with an 8-2 lead.
But you're hitting the meat of this order in 3, 4, and 5 right now.
Brian
Pretty
Pounds.
salty hitters.
Brian Pounds down in the count 0-2. He flew out to center field back in the first inning.
Wichita State won the regional up at Stillwater. That Oklahoma State was the number 1 seed, but their number 1 pitcher was not able to throw this weekend.
North Carolina State was also a regional winner, as Brian Pounds is a strikeout victim.
Called Looking. Nice location by Scott Meagle.
Arizona State won their regional, and Rice has won theirs. North Carolina State, Wichita State, Arizona State, and Rice are all awaiting their opponent. And let us also tell you that the Stanford and the Fullerton regionals also win an extra day. Both are being decided today. The winner of those regionals face each other in the Supers. Now, we do know the Stanford winner. That game is over today. Stanford has won it. They will play either Cal State, Fullerton, or UCLA.
I thought the NCAA committee really went regional. As you see here, A&M, Houston, Rice. Texas was the last competitor in the regional championship down at the Rice region.
We even had a 2-seed Dallas Baptist down here in College Station. Jimmy Cesario, the batter, he's down 0-2.
Saw just Kyle Thiebaud getting loose down in the Aggie bullpen.
Came inside and low, and a nice block by Kevin Gonzalez.
Scott Meagle is last outing at Big 12 tournament threw a lot of ground balls, and that's his game. Not overpowering, but a strike thrower. But he's got to get that breaking pitch over to be successful.
Rosario homered his last time up. He laces a single into center field here. 2 for 2 today for Rosario. 12 hits this weekend.
Just a nice piece of hitting you'll see here. Looks like a fastball right down, but it was good location down low. But Cesario doing a nice job hitting, just going back up the middle. Now runners at first and second, 1 out.
Ryan Lorman, Cougar second baseman. Against Meagle, he bounced out to third base in the second inning.
The runners in scoring position. Houston right now 1 of 2. Wallace had the RBI single there in the second. A&M 2 of 5 with runners in scoring position. The big blow, Darby Brown, that bases loaded double.
Came with 2 outs.
Exactly, those clutch hits. The other was the Colligan 2-run home run there in the second inning.
Houston trying to work back into this ball game. Lorman down in the count 0-2. Meagle, this frame, has issued a walk, struck out a man, and allowed a single, and this is against the heart of that Cougar lineup.
It was a nice breaking pitch there. Good job by Gonzalez to block it, but it was down low in the zone, actually in the dirt. Gonzalez killed it, but sharp breaker. And there's another one, but just a little bit in front of the plate. Gonzo getting a workout behind the dish. Been the practice and seeing those catchers, you get the gear on and some of the coaches just start throwing in the dirt. It'll toughen you up.
And the 1-2 got him swinging. A couple of big Ks this inning for Meagle. He has allowed 2 base runners, but also has a strikeout looking of Brian Pounds, and that one swinging of Lorman mixed in.
Now the breaking pitch, you see it there, just down low and away. Good location with 2 strikes. Gonzalez picks it. 2 away, but now you've got a left-hander stepping in Presley. That breaking pitch is going to break in toward him. Anders playing behind the runner at first base, so not as big of a hole on that right side.
Presley
nice
has a
changeup.
single in his lone at bat.
Mention college pitchers, you better have 3 pitches you can throw for a strike, because if it's only 1 or 2, those hitters are going to just tee off on you.
Meagle, after walking Stewart, he struck out Pounds and then allowed a single to Cesario. Moments ago got the strikeout of Lorman, and he's 0-2 to Zach Presley.
Another battle right here. Runner in scoring position.
And that offering just went outside with 1.
Good 0-2 pitch. I tell you, you get a batter down 0-2, and if you happen to allow a base hit on an 0-2 count, a lot of times that pitching coach or the head coach, as the case may be, not too pleased.
Presley stays alive.
Breaking pitch on the outside corner. Some great matchups in regional play. Just a great time of the year if you're a college baseball fan.
Love the new format. I guess it's really not that new anymore. It started in 1999 with what it used to be was 6 teams and 8 different regionals. Now it's 4 teams and 16 different regionals. And with the addition of the Supers, it just gives you one more weekend to enjoy postseason college baseball.
Well, and so many times back in the day with those 16 regionals, all of a sudden you're getting down to the a championship game, and you're just out of pitching.
Right.
To me, I like the format because I really feel like you're better teams when you get in the best 2 out of 3 series. Then to me, your better ball club usually walks away with that victory.
2-2 to Presley. Check swing, couldn't hang on, and Meagle gives a fist pump because he just struck out the side and strands a couple of runners on base. It's 8-2, Texas A&M moving to the bottom of the third. You're watching 12th Man Productions broadcast of the 2008 College Station Regional on Fox.
The best of the Big 12 Conference is on Big 12 Showcase. Only Big 12 Showcase takes you on location every week for unparalleled coverage of all the athletic programs from across the conference. From the latest news and highlights to exclusive features and interviews, no one is more dedicated to the Big 12 than FSN. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Big 12 Showcase brings you year-round coverage you won't get anywhere else. Big 12 Showcase, Fridays and Saturdays on FSN Southwest.
In February 2009, TV stations will broadcast exclusively in digital. Every TV that's hooked up to cable will still work just fine. If you get TV through an antenna, you can still keep your sets working. Just call 888-DTV-2009 to learn about a government coupon program for converter boxes, or visit dtvtransition.org.
A big second inning has helped Texas A&M to a 6-run lead as we go to the third. For the Aggies, it's Brody Green starting us off in this frame. Texas A&M in Houston tonight for the championship of the NCAA Baseball Regional down here on the A&M campus. And these two no stranger to each other, period. But also some history with each other in regional play.
These two ball clubs met up in the College Station Regional 2003, and Houston came back through the losers bracket after losing the opening game to Alabama and beat Texas A&M twice here at Olson Field to advance to Rice and the Owls in the Super Regional.
They're trying to do basically the exact same thing this time around 5 years later.
Since the regional tournament format was instituted in '75, you'll see this pitch here. The Aggie baseball, this is the 14th regional championship game appearance. Back in '76, an Arizona ball club with assistant coach Mark Johnson faced A&M and Tom Chandler down to Edinburgh, Pan American. I was fortunate enough to be swing and a foul ball, but in '78 at Ann Arbor reached regional championship game against host Michigan, but then '87, '88, '89 reached the regional championship game. That time, the only time A&M has gone through a regional undefeated was 1993, and they swept Yale, North Carolina, UCLA, one other ball club here at that time.
They had the help of Jeff Granger.
Right.
In those days, one of the best pitchers to ever hurl at the school.
I believe Lamar was the second round opponent that year, but A&M has fought their way through before. '99 having to come back twice against Long Beach State. And then just last year, Southwestern, University of Louisiana Lafayette used to be
once called
Southwestern Louisiana, that A&M had to come back twice and win that. So this format is indeed very challenging.
Ellen also trying to think back here as we go full to Brody Green. Skies this one to left. Jake Stewart under it and waiting on it, and there's one out. And if you go back 2004 when A&M went down to Houston to play in a regional where Rice was involved, the Aggies kind of caught in the same situation they are tonight. They had the upper hand going into the championship. Rice would have had to beat the Aggies twice, and they did it in the first game.
Once, right.
But the Aggies were able to regroup, win the second game with help from a grand slam home run by Justin Ruggiano, if that name sounds familiar. Yes, his brother playing here tonight for Texas A&M in right field.
9 times in A&M history, it has come down to the second championship or the winner-take-all format. A&M winning 3 times and on the losing end 6 times. 99 won that, 2004 down at Rice, and then last year against Louisiana Lafayette. Those 3 times. I can tell you in '87 in Starkville playing Oklahoma State, great ball games, but the Cowboys, Gary Ward, survived and advanced.
2-1 count to Kyle Colligan, who has just been terrific thus far. 2 for 2, 2 home runs and 3 RBIs in this game. A solo shot to get us going in the bottom of the first, and then a 2-run shot in the second. He's fouled this one back onto the screen.
Nice breaking pitch by Chris Wright. Must have been Jace Hutchins, yes, making the grab. Ball boy, the
Give
son
Dad
of
a 5.
Get a little tap.
His dad, Jason, the director of baseball operations here at Texas A&M.
And you can love the ballpark for the kids. A great family atmosphere. Now a little warm, but the sun is starting to set over there behind third base.
A little more shade blanketing Olsen Field. Colligan is called out on strikes. 2 are down in the bottom of the third.
Backdoor in on the hands, breaking pitch by Wright. I mentioned there, full count, that confidence to throw the breaking pitch. And Wright doing the job on the mound after Houston unable to come up with anything in the top of the third. You at least want to have it, so have the inning. Don't want A&M to win the inning. Two away.
6 hits thus far for A&M, 5 for Houston. 3 of A&M's hits have left the yard. 2 by Colligan, 1 by Darby Brown. We've got Dane Carter up for Texas A&M. At the moment, he struck out swinging his first time. Grounded out to second base his next outing up. It's a 3-0 count to him here.
I'd like seeing the right-hander on the mound. The left-handed batter, had seen 2 left-handers of previous at-bats. Makes it a little more difficult on you, left on left and right on right.
After the first 2 pitchers for Houston struggled mightily, Chris Wright has come in and done a nice job. He's sat down the first 3 Aggies that he's faced. 3-1 to Carter, and he just walked him.
We mentioned Wright does not walk many batters. Only his 17th walk, and now 48 1/3 innings on the season. Carter, pretty good speed, 14 of 17 in stolen base department.
Duran singled on the infield, and he's just put one into center field. Zach Presley caught it. Inning is over. Bottom of 3 is over. It's 8-2 Texas A&M, and we're going to the 4th. You're watching 12th Man Productions broadcast of the 2008 College Station Regional on FSN.
Hey, you're gonna love this new computer. The processor's like 3 gigawatts.
Gigahertz.
And it's got a magical drive.
Optical drive.
2 gigs a sheet.
RAM?
All I know is this baby is screaming fast.
Maybe it needs more sheep.
Your computer's only as fast as the network it's connected to. Step up to Verizon high-speed internet for speeds up to 50 times faster than dial-up, plus the reliability of the Verizon network. Verizon, it's the network.
Now, all chicken sandwiches are not created equal. Oh, there's plenty of good ones around, don't get me wrong. But when you add honey mustard sauce, cheese, and bacon to a What a Chicken, you get the new honey mustard What a Chicken sandwich. Now, if that don't put the zip in your doodah, I don't know what will.
What a burger!
Just like you like it.
No matter which road you choose, the Dodge Lifetime Powertrain Warranty has you covered. It's the best warranty in the business, and it comes standard on nearly all Dodge vehicles. No other company matches it. Not Ford, not Chevy, nobody. Dodge. Grab life.
Those gentlemen have better seats than AC and I. As we are at the College Station Regional here in College Station.
On Aggie Alley. And don't get me started on the old stories of Aggie Alley.
Brian Tully, your hitter. 7, 8, and 9 this inning for Houston. Tully, a fielder's choice, and later scored a run. Ramsey follows him, then it's Wallace. Scott Meagle trying to get some distance into this game and wants to keep the pretty solid Texas A&M advantage intact. Base knock. Ramsey, he will not elect to turn it into 2. Getting over to it quickly is Brody Green. That's a single and the 6th hit of the night for the Cougars.
Good aggressive turn here. Fastball up, just turned on it, got that top hand, but Tully sprinting, going for 2, but then realizing throws coming back in and wisely moving back to first base. Don't want to be thrown out in a situation if you had a tie ball game or a 1-run game and it's important to be at scoring position. You might try it, but down 6 runs, you need more base runners.
Last night, the bottom of the order was very good for Houston in their win over Texas A&M.
Not only with some key hits, but just the working the counts, going deep in the count.
I was going to say they're doing it again tonight here. 7, 8, and 9, Tully, Ramsey, and Wallace, each of them have a hit now.
3 of the 6 hits by the Cougars.
Ramsey a single. And that is caught by Dane Carter, and he doubled off Tully. Another hard hit ball by a member of the bottom of the order for U of H. Robbed, and it turns into a double play.
This goes with the pitch, but Dane Carter snags it, gets up, throws to Luke Anders. Tully, that's not a base running mistake. I mean, that ball was laced. Even if he didn't take a step, Carter able to just bounce up and throw to first base. But unfortunate for Houston, because that ball was tagged. It was a nice piece of hitting going with the pitch and driving it to that gap between short and third, but Carter was able to snag it and double up the runner.
Chris Wallace. Told you that he was a key part of Houston staying alive yesterday against Illinois Chicago. Already has a single in this game, but this time a bounce out to Jose Duran. Lead man gets aboard for Houston, unable to do anything with him. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. It's 8-2 Aggies. You're watching 12th Man Productions broadcast of the 2008 College Station Regional on Fox Sports Net.
Come in. Looks like the med school scouts are out early today.
There are over 380,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of them will be going pro in something other than sports. To learn more, go to ncaa.org.
There's a moment at night when all you want is fourth meal. Melty, crunchy, spicy, and grilled.
Listen to this atmosphere. Fly ball, left field, grand slam. Holy Toledo, what a night!
Tickets start at $7 for adults and $1 for kids. Call 1-877-9-ASTROS or log on to Astros.com.
As the Lone Star flag waves in center field in College Station, the Olson Field faithful just waved on another friendly train that rolled by behind the right field wall. They're enjoying what they see as it's a partisan Aggie crowd. It's 8-2 Texas A&M. The Aggies got 1 in the first, 7 in the second. The Cougars' 2 runs both came in inning number 2. Play now in the bottom of the fourth. Luke Anders leads us off.
Ball 1 there. Breaking pitch low and inside.
Fitting that we have a very nice night for baseball on our last day of this regional, because those who have come out here and those who've played and coached in it had to suffer through some blistering heat this weekend.
Much better now, other than the first baseman, first base coach in the sun, everyone else in the shade. A few folks here in the upper deck on the first base side.
That's in foul territory, but it looks like it's playable for Brian Pounds, coming back toward the foul line, makes the catch.
Wright has the right stuff right now. Big out there, Luke Anders. Steps Brian Ruggiano.
Fly out in the walk for the Aggie right fielder today. Wright has faced 6 Aggies, and really the only thing he's allowed is a base on balls to one of them.
2 strikeouts, a couple of fly ball outs, and that pop up there by Luke Anders. Right-hander.
Ruggiano was the 3rd man to score in the 7-run second inning for Texas A&M. It featured 2 home runs, one of them a solo shot by Darby Brown, one 2-run homer by Kyle Colligan. 5 hits in the frame for A&M. Pounds. 5-3 ground out.
We'll mention Cesario being the only batter to see this ground ball. 3rd baseman, Pounds making the throw over to Cesario, the only player from out of state on the 2 rosters. Looking at Houston's roster, Rainer Noble, that 14 of the 25 men on this roster from the greater Houston area. I'll include Baytown in that, Sugar Land. Some great baseball down there in the Bayou City.
And 2 at-bats today. Darby Brown has a home run, a double, and 4 RBI. So let's continue the tally on him in this regional. Brown at the moment is 7 of 13 with 3 home runs and 13 RBIs for the weekend.
Crowd giving Jason E on that one. Couldn't come up with it. Coming off the net here behind home plate.
The 0-2 to Brown, fouled it off. A&M trying to get back to form here. In the first 2 games of the regional, they scored 37 runs as Jace Hutchins tries it one more time.
Great hustle, though. That ball was moving down the net. He couldn't get there in time. And speaking of that, there are a lot of folks up at Omaha that enjoy watching the ball boys and ball girls coming out on those foul balls. And one of these 2 ball clubs, and that Rice Ball Club that's probably tuned in to Fox Sports Net, would like to venture up to the Heartland, Nebraska.
0-2 pitch to Brown, hit it hard, but right at the first baseman, Cesario. 3 up, 3 down for Texas A&M in the 4th. We go to inning number 5, and the Aggies have an 8-2 lead. You're watching 12th Man Productions broadcast of the 08 College Station Regional, and it's on.